Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out in my shed. I've got my lawnmower over here, and I got a bolt that broke off on the inside. Right now I'm just testing this, but I'll show you what I bought. I've never done this before. I'm sure a lot of you guys who do a lot of work around the house, you've seen this before. You can just kind of move along. If you've never done it before or never thought you'd want to try it, well then this one's for you. So that's kind of one of the nuts that I had, or excuse me, one of the bolts. One of them got broken off in there, so I'm going to have to drill it off later on, and the other has really kind of gotten stripped. So I bought this tap set off of Amazon. We'll get a look at it. It is a gear wrench, 77 piece. It's got both metric and SAU English, and I bought this one because the price was about right and it looked like it had the pieces I needed. So it's got multiple thread types here, so you can either do a 24 or an 18 in most of them. Some of them are a little bit different than that, but what it turns out, I think I need it on mine. I can't remember. We'll look at it when we get down there. But you've essentially got the things to fix the bolts as well as to fix the hole, and that is what we're going to try to do today. So without further ado, I'll try to figure out a spot where I can set this up. Yeah, looks like we can see this. So what I did is I got the bolt out, and then I brought both. This one here was the 24, and this one here I think was the 18. And I just set it in there to see if I could turn it or not, and it does turn, so that's why I'm assuming this one is the correct one. This other one that's next door here, that's the one where I got a bolt. I can kind of get it in there a little bit, but it's definitely not going all the way in. So the threads have definitely been ruined in there. So I'm going to take this, and I'll show you here real quick, I guess. When you put it in, kind of goes in right about right there. And then after that, you're forcing it, and then it really kind of gets stuck. Yeah, it's kind of so stuck, I can't even get it out right now. So we'll go ahead and reverse this back out. And now we'll try this tap. Never done this before. Hopefully I won't ruin anything. If I do, I'll probably buy a welder next week, and then I'll just fix it that way. Always wanted to learn some welding. So at any rate, it is now in there, and hopefully I don't make anything worse. So far so good though. It doesn't really feel like it's binding up. I can't really tell if it's digging in. I think I might be getting lower, but I'm really not sure. And we'll just keep that on going in there. It's actually starting to spin a little easier. I think that's a good sign. And it looks like I'm almost, yeah, I've got to be all the way in. So we'll go ahead and back that back out again. All right, that's out. This is, I believe, one of my screws that's still, I just bought these down at Tractor Supply. Well, if you're not seeing the difference there, I mean, I'm hoping it's grabbing. There's only going to be one way to really find out, I guess. We'll stick this ratchet on it real quick. Yeah, that did it. So the next thing we've got to do is this one here, I think looks okay. This one here, I'll get you up close and personal. If you look down in there, you can see there's a bolt that's broken off. So now that I know I can retap this, I'm going to try to drill that one out as easily as I can, and then if we have to, we'll try retapping it again and see what we get. Alright, when I said we're going to get a drill, I meant we're going to get a drill. I do not think my old Milwaukee would handle this. It was one of those 18 volts. This is my 60 volt DeWalt. It's got an E-clutch in it, designed to make it so that it can't jam up against your hands. And I use it for actually digging holes outside. So I have to make sure that that bit will fit in there. We'll get that test driven, and then if it works, then we'll give it a shot. Try the smallest one of these bits. I have no idea if these are going to be sharp enough. I do know that I have broken bits left and right. And before we get started with this, we will make sure we get a tap and tap a little spot there so that this thing grabs. always put the chuck back in the driver, because there is nothing worse than needing your chuck and then finding out you didn't stick it back in there. So next thing I'll do is I'll go grab a tap and a hammer, and we'll see if we can get that going. All right, I found my taps. All right, I think you can still see me there. So I did have two taps. I had this one, and I have another couple of taps in there. Usually I use these things for wood, but I'm hoping they'll leave an indent in there. I don't know if I have one that's sharp enough to actually leave an indent in metal like this. Yeah, we'll try that. Again, not holding out for anything. If I can get this thing not to bounce around, we'll be solid. I'll try going slow at first. Let's see what we got. I can see some metal shavings, but I don't feel like I'm getting in the center. And if I get too far to the side, I'm a little bit worried. I mean, I'm guessing the ones of you guys out there who really do this a lot probably have something that you can use to keep this centered. I'm not really sure what I can use other than just my balance. And again, I am not the expert at this. This is new to me. You know what? Let's get some light on the subject too. That should be good, and you guys aren't getting too bright. I can see right down in that little hole. So we'll go ahead and give this a try again. All right, again, I think that feels pretty centered. It's having it not wander. Making good progress. Let you look down in there. Hopefully get that angle right. You should be able to see that hole started. It is a little bit off to the side, but I feel like it's in an okay spot. All right, we'll get back up here and keep on drilling. By the way, this DeWalt drill, I'm loving it. It is the heat. I know you're probably thinking I should have got one of those reverse bits that digs in and pulls stuff out. I just don't happen to have one here with me, so for sometimes too. I suppose maybe it might even be better just to buy some better bits to begin with, but gosh. Well, looky there, it came out. If I didn't ruin anything. All right, can you see down in there? Looks like that whole hole opened up. So, next thing to try. All right, next thing we'll try just to see is whether or not it's gotten ruined in there. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. So we'll try the little tool again. All right, so far, what are the lessons learned? Probably one of those reverse drill bits. This did seem like it worked out okay. I guess we'll find out when we try sticking that bolt in there, whether or not it takes, especially once I start putting some torque on it, because I've really got to get this thing tightened up pretty well. Let's take this brand spanking new one out and see what that one does. Yeah, I'm liking that. Bad boy just spun right in like it was meant to go there. All else fell, let's just go with the bigger socket wrench, huh? It's pulling down solid. All right, next thing we'll do, hydraulic arm back on. I think that's still just, well, we're close. There. if you aren't really familiar with these grasshoppers, it really is kind of an interesting system. So this is how you set the height that it's mowing, each one of these individual ones that goes in it. And then this part does two things. When you're actually mowing, it will take the pressure off so you can pull this back out. And I'll show you that real quick. So right there, you know, that's a mowing position. If you want to change it, just lift it up. Move a couple of these over. Drop it back in. As soon as it makes a couple clicks, now you've set your new mowing height. Now, when you're all done, and let's say you've got to do a little maintenance, I think you can kind of see that all right. And it will lift the front up. And now, what you'll see makes it very nice. We've been able to get under there, change blades, just make sure everything still looks pretty good. I beat my blades pretty hard, and I just tend to replace them probably just about every year, because I run over sticks, I run over whatever's out there, because I usually have a lot to do, so I just like to get it done. So that is kind of a cool part about the whole system. I think what I'm going to do now is I'll put everything back down, probably grease this up, make sure all my tire pressures and everything are all good, and we will be good to go. So again, the way, again, I haven't done it for a while, just put that switch back forward, it'll get back down into position. Lift up there. When you reach the size that you want, put that back in. Couple clicks, and now you're mowing. Again, the tap worked out fantastic. I'll show you it over here one more time. It was that gear wrench, 77 piece. Has most of the sizes I think you'd use. What I used today was the 5/16. This one goes up to a 1/2 inch, and then that's an 1/8 inch down to a 1/4. And then over here on the metric side, I mean, that one's got an 1/8, but I'm not really sure what that one's necessarily for. And then these are like a 1.25 up to a 1.75 on the metric side. And then you've got all these over here too. So worth it, 119 bucks. I think if I had to take this into the lawnmower place, I would charge myself 119 just to drive it over there and drop it off. So I would do it. I think it's an okay set. Yeah, I'm not going to be using it every day. I think it's going to work for what I need it to, and I think it would be plenty good for a homeowner or, you know, small farm. I've got 21 acres. So again, thanks for joining me. I do appreciate your watching, appreciate your subscribing. Anytime I do something a little unusual, again, I'm not a professional mechanic, so the stuff I do may seem stupid to a lot of people, but I learn it as I go, because again, if I can do it and I break it, as long as I can afford to have somebody fix it, I'm trying it myself the first time. All right, thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you again. Thanks.